Sweet. Should we dive straight in?
Yeah.
Straight in. The Fleetwood game. Unfortunately, me and Scott didn't go.
Yeah,
but
unfortunately, I had to go.
You had to go. So
to be fair though, I was saying that on the way back, I was a lot more confident about our chances of staying up than I was on the drive there. Because I've kind of been a bit disillusioned with my fan hat on, been a bit disappointed, and kind of accepted that relegation was almost inevitable, and was sort of thinking there wasn't much fight in the team, and there certainly wasn't much firepower. We'd obviously had the game at Peterborough, and there wasn't a single shot, and the home game after that, Shrewsbury wasn't at 81 minutes, and it wasn't great. But
that got quite a reaction as well, didn't it?
That was the most applauded shot on target.
It said quite a lot, I think. It said quite a lot, I think, though. It was just the fan that just given up.
Yeah.
I'm the same as you, though. I after that Shrewsbury game, I just thought, that's it, we're done.
Yeah,
I thought it was absolutely.
But what was so bizarre about it was we still weren't in the relegation zone at the end of it.
That's the
and even after recording this, we are in the relegation zone because of Rochdale's result. But you look at the weekend, and because of who we're playing, it is still in our hands.
It's still in our hands, technically.
Because we'll just swap places with Wickham if we win.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's bizarre how tight it is.
How did we actually play, though? So, obviously, with the new manager, how did it look?
Yeah, well, the immediate impression for me was that I think that in previous weeks, Southend have looked a little bit timid. I think opposition teams wouldn't have really known that they were in a game, and I don't think they would have had a bruise on them. But straight from the start on Saturday, people were, Luke Hine was getting stuck here.
Yeah.
There's quite a strong challenge from Harry Lennon, Coxey. They were, there were people that were really getting stuck in, and that was the immediate difference that I did see. And good football, they were passing it around. First half was really good.
Yeah, I read that from a lot of people saying
Fleetwood weren't in it at all in the first half. I don't think they had a disallowed goal early on. Yeah. But apart from that, they didn't create anything.
Yeah. They looked a bit suspect, that disallowed goal, must admit.
Yeah, no, miles offside.
I've watched it a few times back. I don't think it's actually. Is it Madden that scores the header?
It's against us, so it's always Madden.
Yeah, true. I don't think it's him that's the issue. I think it's whoever's whipping the crossing. Because if you go back and watch the highlights, that long ball over the top, he is a long way behind.
He does seem to be behind Hart, Which, I remember at the time thinking, how is that ball managed to get to him?
I think the offside's given for that.
It's a long dive.
If it's for the header, then that is a bit tight. Very suspect, that one.
Yeah, but after that, we were in control. Second half, they made a couple of changes at half time and changed their formation a bit.
Yeah.
Stopped our fullbacks getting forward. And I think because we were playing with quite a high intensity, so I think.
It'd be tired.
Yeah. But the good thing was, obviously, we went 1-0, and you're thinking, oh God, here we go. Because in previous weeks, when we concede, we often concede 2 or 3, but we reacted quite well to that, got the goal, and it's just disappointing that
it's just
to get the 3 points.
I think the penalty is just one of them things. Just
sucker punch.
Yeah, he should have had a shout realistically, but
just didn't see him, did he?
He didn't see him. I don't think it's his fault at all.
Yeah, it's not. You can obviously see what he's trying to do. He's trying to just clear his lines.
Just get rid of it.
He's just nicked in front of him.
Yeah, it's one of them. Was it like a direct style change, or
I thought
I
thought that was the biggest difference. Also, you had Rob Kiernan playing, and he did really well.
How did he look? Because I've always said to Wallace, I always thought Kiernan is a mid.
To me, he looks very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, maybe that's why I get that image, because he looks good on the ball, and I think he's a bit wasted at the back. But
no, he did really well, because when it came through in the team news, and you were trying to work out who was playing where, and there was like a bit of talk that he was playing midfield, and you're sort of thinking that's a bit weird when you've got other people on the bench, and that's actually their position. But yeah, he did really well. He was very comfortable on the ball. Yeah. He's quite good with both feet. He's good in the air, and he's quite aggressive as well, which is maybe something
this physicality thing. He definitely seems to be going down this like a bit more aggressive style.
Make us a bit harder, literally harder to beat.
And he talks. That's a big thing as well that we probably haven't had much this season. He's probably the biggest talker in the team.
I noticed that when he came back in, the first thing I noticed was he was very vocal. What was his first impression of Bond? Obviously, having interviewed him as well.
Yeah, he came across. He's a nice guy, first of all.
Yeah.
Comes across quite well. So you do the interviews, which is what you see and hear. Yeah. And then afterwards, he was quite interested on my views, which was a bit weird. But someone was interested in him. He was asking me about what I'd made of the matches leading up to Fleetwood, and then he was asking if there'd been much of a difference and what he thought and what I thought and things like that. So he's come across really well media-wise, very friendly, gives honest answers, and from what I hear from the players as well, they've been quite impressed by him in training, and they certainly seem quite organised. They know what their tasks are, but that's what they've said on and off the record. Sometimes the two don't tally up, but genuinely that's what they've said. So obviously it's a hard task though, isn't it? That's the thing. Like coming in now is.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to be a really good coach, from looking at where he's been. But it is one of them that 5 games. It's 5 games, isn't it?
Yeah.
5, whatever it is. 5 games left, and that's it really. And either he keeps us up, and he potentially has got another job in his hands. But
well, if he does keep us up, then
it's going to be hard. It's going to take a strong chairman to say, "No, you're not getting the job."
You would kind of have to give him it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
This is almost his job interview as such. Isn't it? These places audition for the job. Really, these 5 games. I guess the worry is if we do go down, then where do you go? And a manager's coming in cold as such. He's got to make decisions on contracts and this, that, and the other.
But I think a lot of managers would rather have come in though next season, even if we are in League 2. At least they don't know where we're at.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas
because a lot of managers,
you're not going to get a manager for 6 games. That's a proven manager,
and they won't want a relegation on their CV.
Yeah, exactly. You'd say like just for an example, Paul Hurst.
Yeah.
He may fancy it taking it clean in the summer if we're in League 2.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have wanted to come down with us, and he's got that on his CV straight away. That's his first act as a manager, taking us down.
Yeah, he makes sense to me. We were saying before, weren't we, that I don't think you'd probably get a more experienced coach than we've got, really.
No, he got slagged off a little bit from he's only an assistant. He's like, but hang on, he hasn't been the assistant to some no-mark, has he? He's been Harry Redknapp's assistant for about 15, 20 years.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
I
think a lot of the time as well is because he's quite older. Probably the younger fans didn't really know who he was as such. I think that was probably behind some of the reaction to it. They didn't know who he was, and he hadn't been the manager for a while. But as you said, realistically, who are you going to get?
Yeah,
he's certainly got the experience.
When it first happened, I was a bit sort of chuckled to myself, but then when I thought about it, I was actually it's a really good appointment in that sense. For what we're going to get, I rated the appointment. I think
the longer I think most people had to process it. It did seem to make a lot more sense as time went on.
And what I said as well was, it can't get any worse.
No, it can't. People saying it can.
I've
seen a few people suggest that it can. I honestly don't see how it can.
No,
I don't see how it can.
The worst is obviously relegation. And we were heading for that anyway. So it can't get any worse.
We might as well try it up and see what happens. But at least it sounds positive. Well, it's more positive than it has been in recent
years. It was just frustrating that we didn't win, because obviously we went in front with 10 minutes to go. We had really twice, and it would have been such. When the Hyams goal went in, it was such. I mean, it was. Yeah. Obviously, I'm very professional and don't celebrate goals, but I did. And but that was the only time in months and months and months where a goal's gone in and you've actually got excited about it, and there was that buzz.
It must have felt like the winner.
Yeah, and there was that.
The last time I've had that was
1987.
The Gillingham game.
Yeah.
When Moores scored that goal.
Or maybe Portsmouth as well, to be fair.
Unfortunately, it didn't go to that. I reacted at home, but
last time I saw us win was New Year's Day.
That's the last time.
That's the last time we went at home, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the last time I went to.
I think
we've won.
I didn't go to the Portsmouth game. I think the last time I saw us score was
off the top.
I think it was Bristol Rovers, which was like early February, something like that. So,
it must be the same. I've not gone to many rain games this season.
Are you two going Saturday, or are you like?
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm on a coaching course. I can't. I'm going to Walsall, and
it's going to be one of them ones similar to last Saturday. It's just going to be so nerve-wracking. I think.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I want to watch. To be honest,
whenever. I think it was the Wimbledon game. Whenever they had the ball near our area, the crowd sort of tensed up. Yeah, it was like, don't shoot or whatever. Yeah, exactly. It was a horrible feeling, to be fair enough. But at least this time, it's probably going to be the same for both sides. Because Wimbledon, in fairness, didn't really have anything to lose. Because they were second bottom, maybe bottom.
They were bottom at the time.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? So they didn't really have anything to lose.
I didn't realise how bad Wycombe's form is, though. Until today.
They're the only side that are worse than us.
So they haven't won in 12. It's got all the makings of a classic, this, isn't it? So they haven't won in 12, and they've got 5 defeats in a row.
And it's only one.
It'll end up being one of them, won't it?
It'll probably be a draw, and then it'll keep both the ones.
It will finish like 5-4 to somebody, or 0-0. There'll be no in between.
I think we do need to win. We just need to win.
Yeah, we do. We need to win that. Like the Rochdale result in the week has put us in there now. Like we were teetering on goal difference for about a month, weren't we?
What do you make of Sam Martin in recent weeks?
Got better, I think.
Yeah, it's got better.
I think the first couple of games I know his debut was Bradford, which was the last time we won. I think but
I
think he's wow. I think he's got better in every game he's played.
No, I think literally every single game.
I thought he got Player of the Month, didn't he? And I thought that was fair enough. The thing about him is he does seem to go down injured.
Yeah,
I've never seen a player go down injured so much.
Yeah, it does seem to
still
carry on.
I mean, thankfully he's fine. When he does go down.
Although he did get subbed off, didn't he?
But I think he could have carried on. He didn't seem to be too hurt or anything. But I think there hasn't been too many plus points, has there, in recent weeks? But I would suggest that he's probably been the biggest one.
I agree. He's definitely improved week on week.
Yeah, I'll be totally honest with you. When I first saw him, I thought it was an absolute bomb scare. He just slided, but quite rash. Not sort of little kicks and little silly fouls. Like sometimes you think, oh, like that's that. You know, you can get yourself sent off with them sort of challenges. I think
you've only got to get that a little bit wrong, and you're proper wiping someone out.
I think it was his first home game. Might have been
Portsmouth, was it? In one of them?
No, was it Luton? Did we play?
Yeah.
Might have been that game.
The free kick.
No, I wasn't going to mention that. I don't get me started on that. But there was a moment when he proper went in hard, and the other geezer didn't even react. But I thought if the geezer had gone down, I honestly thought it'd been straight red, just because of how he went in hard, and quite not high, but it was sort of studs up a little bit.
There was some unnecessary force behind it.
Yeah,
I think he get like booked in his first 3 or 4 games as well. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Bookings, but that seems to have calmed down.
Yeah, I think it adds to the theory that some players do take time to settle in.
Yeah, that's understandable. Really.
It can't be easy when you're on loan.
Yeah, you got your come and being the new kid sort of thing.
Living in a hotel.
And especially when just said we won on his debut, but we weren't doing amazing. Were we? It can't be nice coming into a struggling team. And trying to pick up some form, personally and as a unit. It can't be very nice.
Yeah,
but he's definitely improved week on week.
Yeah, no, definitely. He obviously signed that contract extension for about a week or two after we signed him. But if Coker was to leave, I mean, I don't know if they want. I'm assuming they'd want a fee, but would you take him?
Oh, I probably would. Yeah.
I think I would.
In either division.
I think I would, just because I've seen how
we've still got
improved.
Henry under contract, hasn't we? Is he about next season?
I think he might be up.
I think he's out of deal. I think we might have an option.
Right. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
that probably works in his favour.
I still don't think we've seen the best of him with Hendry, because I think he was carrying that hernia.
He definitely hasn't hit the heights of when he signed for some life.
When we had him on loan the first time round,
he was brilliant.
He was brilliant.
And I remember my mate's a West Ham fan, and he said, "Let me know how he gets on." And I said, "Well, he probably won't get in your team, but he's a good player." I was like, I said, "You'll get a bit of money."
Yeah, he was never going to play in the Prem.
But
with all due respect,
I was like, "I think you'll sell him for a bit of money." And all due respect, he's ended up at Southend. But he hasn't really seemed to fit the heights.
No, and the opportunities were there, weren't they? Because obviously he was vying for selection with Ben Coker on both the seasons he's had. Ben Coker's been out injured, and he still hasn't had an extended. I know he had a bit of a run this year, but he wasn't fit himself, was he?
I think that's maybe that's what it is. Cause
he got more of a run this year, because last year we literally had Hendry on the bench, and Timlin was playing left back. And it was a bit, come on. I'm not blaming the player for that.
No, but a player ain't going to improve if he's sitting on the bench when the opportunity arises.
He had some bad games, didn't he?
He did have a few bad games.
But I agree, he's definitely one that we haven't seen the best of, because he's not really ever had an extended run when he's been fit.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. Because it'd be good to see him.
Because he's definitely got something. But I think it's as a
he's got a wicked cross on him.
There was one of the goals. Was it in the JPT, whatever it's called now, Checker Trade Trophy? I think he put a great ball in. It might be in Mikulski's goal.
I've not been to a single game.
He was probably the best cross I've seen all season for a Southend goal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Probably the only cross we've.
I think if he has got, I think he's got the option. That probably goes in his favour with the whole Coker saga. So, I mean, if Coker was to say I'm off, or we say no, we don't want you, or whatever, then to make sure we're safe, we might just trigger it.
With Hendry, he's still got age on his side.
Yeah.
He's only about 24, isn't he?
Yeah, he's younger than you think.
He's younger than he looks, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's that dark facial hair, isn't it? He looks a bit older than he is. Yeah, he's got youth on his side still.
Yeah. Don't want to probe you for things that you might.
No, that's right.
Might not be able to say. But
I don't know him anyway, so
yeah, it's true.
Haven't you seen Shrimp Zone?
Someone said you supported AFC Wimbledon.
Oh, that was the best one. Yeah, there was some. I think there was someone else called Chris Phillips, and he got a job on some radio station and mucking around. I like retweeted it. Said, "Oh yeah, as if I'm going to be like it's like Breeze FM or something. Like, as if I'm going to be presenting a Sunday show on Breeze FM." And then on the press conference, it said like. Oh yeah, Chris grew up with a big sporting background, watched Wimbledon in the 70s and stuff like this. And then it came up from the Shrimp Zone like, oh, this could be a conflict of interests. Like, what's Chris going to be like when we're playing? I was like, I wasn't even born. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, my clues in my Twitter handle. Like,
you could say absolutely.
You can plug that if you want. I'm pretty sure most of our listeners will already follow you.
I doubt that. But yeah, so that's probably my favourite one. I was getting all these sport.
You've had some belters on there, to be fair.
Wimbledon tennis might be alright.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
I can't even remember from the top of my head, but you've been slated on some of them for whatever reason. And
yeah, but they're really weird things. I've literally
just things that don't even make sense.
Like, done or whatever. But when I was doing my training, like someone said, it's when people don't say anything at all that you have to worry.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when they're not reading it or paying any attention. So if people, when I first started, I used to be a bit more worried. I used to be like, oh, the serious wrong things. But like now, I just think, well, I can't even get in Triple Zone now because my computer lost all the passwords actually.
It's probably a touch.
And I tried to get on it. I tried to re-register, and you have to do a question, and it says who's the Southend manager. So I put Kevin Bond, and it said I got the answer wrong. So I couldn't even re-register for. Couldn't re-register for it, so I can't go.
It's probably that dated on Shrimpers, and it's still accepting Paul Starrett.
It's probably Paul Starrett still.
But it's fair play. Like,
no, I think someone accused of having an agenda against Phil Brown. Actually, I think that's the last one I saw.
For me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think because you was asking pressing questions that were asking him about the Sunderland job at the time. If I remember rightly.
Right, because it is weird because you get. So many people saying, "Oh, you're too negative," and then you get equally as many people saying, "You're too nice." I hate marks out of 10 as well. Like, but you've got like a weird combination. And you think, well, I can't be both of these things, can I? So
it's hard to not be negative when it's.
Yeah, you just got to be honest. That's what I think. I think if you're honest and you give your honest opinions.
No one can really moan now.
People are like, I'm a Southend fan, like Southend's my team, so I genuinely care. It's not just my job.
You're not just doing it to.
No, I don't get paid very much, right? Mind you, I got my haircut the other day, believe it or not, and the guy who was doing it said to me, "Oh, did you get paid for that job?" I didn't do it for free.
Did you get paid for that job?
Yeah. And so it is what it is, but I don't think. Going back to Phil Brown, I got on really well with Phil Brown. He texted me when he left and said it was the best relationship he'd ever had with her. He probably says that every time he's texting. He's probably got it saved in his saved messages. Oh, thanks.
In the notes.
Yeah. But I texted him when he got the Swindon job and he replied and this, that and the other. So I got on really well with him.
Have you spoken to him since he got the job in India?
No, I texted him. He didn't reply that time. So maybe he hadn't changed his tariff or something. So his mobile data turned off or whatever.
Something like that. How do you feel this season went, mainly with Pal? From your point of view?
From my point of view, I think it's been probably the most disappointing season I can remember since, obviously, we were really, really bad. We had the relegations in your custard bracket. Because especially, I know this is always a recipe for disaster with Southend, but I genuinely started this season quite excited.
Yeah,
because we finished last season well, and I remember... Obviously, I'm really cool, so I remember doing some kind of statistical thing where I worked out that if the season had started when Chris Powell came in, Southend would be in the top 4. We can carry that on. The league's not that great.
Yeah,
we've got the players, a few bit of tinkering here and there. We'll be all right. And even the first couple of games, I remember going Plymouth away. And we did all right.
I thought we absolutely dominated. Yeah, it was similar to the Doncaster game. We dominated them, but just couldn't get the goal.
And then
we got a point.
Even Burton away, I remember winning that night, and we went reasonably near the playoffs. And I thought, right, here we go. And then since then, it just completely fell apart. And it's just so disappointing because I thought this season was just going to be one where we at least challenged.
Yeah. And
it's just got worse and worse and worse. And now, I mean, wow, we're really struggling to even stay in the league. So it's been pretty, I know you can't expect much being a Southend fan, but even this has taken any Southend fan by surprise, I would have thought.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected this. I mean, I was similar to you, but I actually thought I thought we got one or two players that are still coming to like their end of their contracts / careers, even with some of them. I thought this season maybe too soon. Maybe finish about 10th.
That's
little cup
maybe
run.
Like in contention to
maybe get third round, and obviously we got second, which is better than the last 5 years or whatever we've had. But we got that far, but it just didn't really take off, like you say. It hit that around that Wickham and Burton game around that point, and it just didn't really. It all did coincide with
Hopper's injury.
But
it was going really well until Hopper's injury.
There were signs of sort of some form of plan, and then that went, and then it just crumbled really, slowly but surely.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem this year, not necessarily now, was that Southend never had an identity as such, and you could say maybe that's to do with the injuries. I don't know, but you go to a game 1 week to the next, and you didn't know what Southend were going to be, and that's fine if that's August, and teams are still settling down.
Definitely.
But you should always have a style of play, an identity where you're like, we're going to Southend this week. They got a big man, a little man. They got two wide men.
Yeah, exactly that.
They're playing wing backs, or what they're going to have. But we'd go to games, and even when you got the team sheet, you'd be like, what formation? Southend, and then they'd have like 3 or 4 formations in one game. And I think especially at this level, you need to keep it simple.
That's not even like disrespect to the players. I just think you know, a lot of the teams at this level, in recent years, you've had the big spenders go up.
Yeah.
But when we originally went up, it was every week you knew exactly what the team was going to be.
Hardly anyone played that season. If you look at the squad.
It was all right. You could argue we got lucky. We didn't have injuries, but it was still the same formation, the same style. You knew exactly how, and other teams would know how it was going to play. And they would try and stop us. Whereas this season, I feel like we've tried to just stop the other team rather than concentrate on ourselves. We've tried to not lose a lot of games.
100%.
And that, I think as soon as that starts happening.
But we can't keep a clean sheet. You're trying to not lose a game, but you can't keep a clean sheet.
If you try and not lose a game and you don't lose and keep a clean sheet, fair enough. But the second you start to do that, you start to lose games, you think, well, we're trying not to lose games.
I think you can understand that if it's like Sunderland away, or something like that. But when you're playing at home to AFC Wimbledon or whoever it was,
5 at the back against.
And I thought, come on, if you're going to go down with a fight, have a go. I think people would accept that more. Like if you go out, it is what it is. You've got the players available.
Because I think by that point that would just be, we're just not good enough.
Well, the thing that
we're not trying
with that game, we even went out to not lose that game for the pure and simple fact that as soon as we conceded, we went to 4 at the back and put a striker on. I think it was a striker over. So you're basically saying that the formation you set out, you couldn't score because now somewhere goes down, I've got to chuck a striker on. So you've already conceded defeat in the lineup. And I just found that too negative.
Certainly in home games.
I don't mind the manager that tweaks things there and there, but that was just too negative for me.
And I think that was something that I think Bond alluded to in like his first interview. It was just like, well, we've got to worry about ourselves. We're going to stop. Obviously, you've got to pay some level of attention and respect to the opposition because they obviously have their own ideas and their identity. But we've got to have ours as well. We're not just going to literally try and stop you. We are going to try and stop you, of course, Robert. We're going to try and stop you by the methods of what we're trying to do as well. We're not just going to park here and stop you doing it. We're going to go at you, and that's how we're going to try and stop you.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we've done that once, to be honest.
No, not at all.
I don't think we've, like you say, we've gone right. Our best form of defence this game is attack. It's a bit of a cliche, but some teams it will be. Some teams will be crap at the back. And you think, well, if we just get at them, they'll panic.
I've seen so many games this season where I've looked at.
Was it Blackpool one of the game? I know they're about 10, they're actually alright, but terrible.
It could be Blackpool, it could be Shrewsbury, it could be Plymouth, it could be Bristol Rovers. I've seen so many donkey centre halves this season. I really have. And we've had one up front all season.
Which
it's just been so frustrating.
I think that's an absolute insult to. If we had a
Hopper or a Humphrey and you get away with it.
Okay, whatever, but to have a player like Simon Cox on his own,
and just even if you are going to play him up front,
just support
himself.
I
think you kind of get typecast a little bit, but you haven't got to be a big man to play out front on your own.
But you just got to play incredibly.
Just don't boot it at his head. Just play wingers and get the ball to his feet.
That's why I think it's even more impressive that he's got 16 goals.
Very
impressive.
Yeah, I think it's. I still think you get the best out of him with a big man up front.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But it's still, like I say,
I think that just proves if he can have like a consistent, fit, big man strike partner all season.
Yeah.
He'd easily get 25 goals in this league.
Yeah,
even next year, where he was a year older again.
I still
think he'd get 25.
He looked good with when Ranger sort of could be bothered. He looked good with him, I thought, because Ranger was just a complete and utter nuisance for defenders. So he'd get space. Started to get something with Hopper. And then, I've not necessarily seen him with Humphrey. I've only seen him a bit twice, but I'd assume he'd be able to get something going with him.
I don't think I've seen Humphreys play.
You know,
where was he? His debut was an away game, Bradford.
Yeah, I saw him.
He played Luton.
Oh yeah, I saw Luton. I saw Luton, but
I've seen that in one other game.
I didn't go to Portsmouth, as we've already said, and then he got injured in an away game.
Yeah.
Didn't go to Charlton. Yeah. I've only seen him once. I do go to games, trust me.
It's one of them.
I have got a season ticket.
It was Southend again. Just rugby.
This might be a bit harder for you.
Oh god.
Positives.
It's not maths, is it?
The positives of this season, shall we say? I'm not being ultra negative, but the one that sticks out for me is the simple fact that a lot of the kids have played. Yeah. So that can only be good for
we felt a little bit harsh last week because we were trying to work out some positives, and it was like I really don't want to sound horrible.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to be negative on purpose, but it is hard. I mean,
I was struggling.
Simon Cox is the obvious one. He's got obviously last year he got 10 goals, didn't he? He wasn't quite so prolific, so he's 16. Yeah, right. Obviously, some of the youngsters have got a bit more experience.
Yeah.
Elvis had a long run in the side, and I know towards the end maybe he didn't play as well.
Yeah.
But you'll learn from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's basically what we were saying.
It's the only way to get better is to have an extended run like that. Other than that,
I'm not trying to be ultra negative about it.
No,
it's hard to
pinpoint. It is difficult. It really is hard because it's just been
Nathan Bishop's one.
Yeah,
he's done well. I think he's first choice keeper. Again, he's made a few mistakes.
Yeah,
but Bentley did, didn't he?
Yeah, but they.
I'm not saying he's going to be like he's gone on to the career Bentley's at the moment, but I remember Bentley used to make some howlers. In fairness to him, when he first came in, but he grew because he was always confident. He sort of got over it. He was almost like, right, I've made that mistake. I'll learn from that. Pick me up.
Bishop seems to be the way he carries himself on the pitch. He's got a little bit of a swagger about him.
He's quite confident.
He seems very confident.
Yeah.
So,
I think that kind of breeds a bit of confidence in the back line. Like,
well, it because we had that Wimbledon goal, Turner and Oxley getting a right old mix up because no one's talking.
I don't know what.
The Shrewsbury game, we still lost the game, but the exact same situation happened with Kiernan and Bishop. Little nod back from Kiernan into the keeper's hands. Job done. That was the exact same move, but a tiny bit of communication, and it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
Because you've got a confident goalkeeper.
And whoever you talk to as well, they all say that he's got an unbelievable work ethic. I think he's always seemingly training, and he's also probably he's so nice. He's literally the nicest player you could ever meet. He's always smiling, always really, really polite, and it's one of those that you really want to see do well because you know that he really does care. So fingers crossed he can build on this season. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer. So there's 3 goalies, aren't there? So
Oxley's still got 2 years on the
Oxley's still got 2. I'll take it Smith's out of contract. Be interesting to see which route we go down because it's nice to have 3 goalies.
It is. I'll be honest. I was quite surprised that Ted got a new deal.
I think it was just sort of a.
I know
he was injured. It was a case, rehab here, and because he was, by all accounts, he had a bright future.
Yeah. Has he played this season?
He played for it. For the first team?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did play in
the Checkatrade.
Yeah, he played in the Portsmouth game, and he's played in the 23s. I've seen him playing a few of those. But the thing is, as well, obviously, if you've got Harry Seaton now, who's second-year scholar.
Was he
still for England?
Great Wakerin, or
was he on loan there? Yeah. So he's another one. He seems to be quite. Do well, bringing young goalies. Maybe we should start playing more than one.
We've needed to this year, in fairness, but
you get a couple of wingers out.
Isn't there like a 14-year-old goalie as well coming through?
Yeah,
Northern Ireland
as well. No, there's one Northern Ireland. That's Callum Taylor. He's in the youth team, so he's the first year.
I mean,
Harry Seaton the second year. Then there's a 14-year-old called George Murray Jones or something like that.
Great name.
Get that on the back of a shirt.
Yeah, he's been called up for England training camp, so it does seem to be.
It's quite impressive.
We've got a conveyor belt of We had to let one go in the summer. He can get a deal, and he was Wales under 16 goalie.
Oh really?
So yeah, that's choose between the Wales goalie and the Northern Ireland goalie. So that's the.
That is quite. I mean, because when you think back, say about maybe 6-7 years ago, when we had Bentley, but we didn't seem to have anyone else. Was it Luke Chambers actually?
Yeah, he's the Welsh one. I saw.
Oh no,
he was there. Dan Godfrey, but he was international caps as well.
Yeah, I remember him sort of playing for Wales or whatever it was at the time.
It was youth level, wasn't it?
Never heard. I don't
under 19.
I don't know if he plays anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them.
Yeah.
Whereas we're churning them out, but
a lot of players can be like good in their age group, and then sort of they reach their ceiling.
Yeah, maybe
like growth spurt, whatever. It may not ever pan out for him.
Well, sometimes the other way around. I remember watching Daniel Bentley from 16 onwards, and that being moved to him, he wasn't necessarily someone that you would pick out that was going to break through to the first team.
They had a very good team, that bunch.
Yeah.
I used to watch that 2010, wasn't it? 2010.
Yeah, they got through to Liverpool, didn't they?
Yeah. I used to go and watch them.
Didn't Sterling score 5?
Yeah. I remember screaming it.
Whatever happened to him, though.
Yeah. I remember I used to watch that team. I used to go and watch them like in the cups. I think it was that cup when they got to like wherever it was, the quarter semis, and they had who was it? They had in the team.
That's a good. Dominic Iorfa would have played.
Dominic Iorfa,
Kane Ferdinand.
Kane Ferdinand.
James Stevens.
Was it the centre mid?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had
George Smith.
Dwayne Akinpole or something.
Massive
striker.
Because
it's Julian O'Kine was another one, I think.
Yeah, he's in America now.
Yeah, there's some good players that you'd watch and you'd think they look like they're technically for their age like above everyone else. So they would be. I didn't think I'd see them lose.
So how old would they have been? Were they like 18, 19?
17, 18
at the time? Yeah, they would have been.
Like, but no, I literally think apart from Bentley and Iorfa.
Iorfa's done well for himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, the rest of them, I think, like Ferdinand's playing in the conference, Conference South now, I think.
Yeah,
apart from that,
a bit odd,
no one's really made it. And
no.
It's weird, like you say, some people stand out in their age groups, but maybe it's just because they've.
It's maybe a little bit like Wabbo, isn't it? He stands out in his age group.
Yeah, that's probably
because you can't argue with his record for the 23s. It's very impressive.
But there's obviously a reason why he ain't playing.
Yeah, he's now getting Kelman's now getting more time.
And ideally, you want to see him playing the 23s a bit, Kelman, because I'm pretty sure
he's 17.
Hasn't he gone straight from the 18s into the first team?
Yeah, he didn't play so much in the 23s. He played in a week. I went to watch. I know how to spend my afternoons. I went to Stevenage away. Unbelievable training ground.
Really?
So good, yeah, honestly.
Because their ground's absolutely shite.
It had controlled gates and everything. And it was unreal. Seriously, this training ground was unreal.
Fair play to him. That's what Timlin got sold by.
Yeah, it was. I couldn't believe it.
We thought you were going to do like an April Fool's gag this year. What was it? The Bond story, but it was true.
Yeah, was that the story?
No, I was trying to.
Okay.
I'll tell you anyway. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I got told that Southend had been offered the chance to bring back Bilal Mosny. So I don't know whether it was 100% true. So I was trying to
Fucking hell.
I'll tell you what, I would have had him.
I was trying to shore it up to do it, and then I thought I could just do it as an April Fool's story, but they never go down.
Was it bollocks?
I remember. I still don't know.
Could you imagine if you had run it as an April Fool's story and it was true?
Next thing he signed with a star, no shirt.
And then Bond came in, and then I was a bit busy doing all that. So
we assumed it was going to be about Harry. Like, Harry's going to.
Yeah, because it was that night, wasn't it? I think Bond just came straight in as the bookie's favourite.
Yeah, which
was like, was he going to run that, and it's actually going to happen? So.
Yeah, we'll say it was that. Yeah.
Was he at the trophy game?
Bond. Yeah. I thought I said some sort of the name's Bond. I don't think so. I don't know.
Because this came out of nowhere, like you say.
Being honest,
someone knew something, didn't they?
Yeah, someone must have.
Probably Harry, wasn't it?
That's what I was going to say.
Well, Harry's dog.
Sandra, I was calling her the dog. Sorry. If you're listening, I didn't mean it.
Sorry, H.
He doesn't know how phones work, does he? He's not going to listen to this.
Nah,
doesn't know how to.
I had to ring him. That was the weird thing.
Have you actually spoken to him?
Yeah, I had to ring him, and I was a bit like...
A bit starstruck.
No, this is a bit weird. Like, normally I ring sort of Deirdre, who runs like the Year 7 swimming club in Ashington or something. And I was like, blimey, this is like Harry Redknapp. And I was a bit like, what do I like? So I was like, right, okay, I'll ring him up. And I didn't know whether he was going to be like, oh, why are you ringing me? Or like, who are you or whatever, and I was like, oh God, right. So I was just like, oh, hello.
Was you right with it? Or?
And I was like, oh hi, it's Chris from the Southend Echo, and I was going to say like, was you right? And he straight away went, hello, Chris, mate. I literally never spoke to him before, obviously, and he was really nice. Like, I was like, wow, what nice.
That's good.
What a nice bloke. Like, he came across like really, like genuinely, like really, really well. And, it was really.
Just a proper football bloke, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird to be on the, like I said, because
you see him,
you don't really talk to famous people, so it was a little bit bizarre. Sort of,
just bring up Harry.
Just talking to Harry.
You saved his number. I've got Harry on his phone number.
Yeah, it was like hit texting him.
Do you reckon there's any? Sid Bloomfield Cup. But yeah, so how did it all come about?
Well, I originally had the idea, so I think the season was sort of 2005, 2006, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where we won the league. And 10 years from then, I remember saying to the club, you should do a game. You should bring these people back.
Yeah.
I said, I'm happy to organise it. But I think it'll be really good. Like 10 years on, like 10-year anniversary. So do it for charity or whatever. Just get people there. If you do it as a pre-season warm-up game or something before the actual friendly. And they said, the person I spoke to at the club, it's not there anymore, said, oh yeah, we'll be doing our own celebrations to mark the 10-year anniversary. So I was like, all right, fair play. If you're doing something, you're doing something. Anyway, that didn't happen.
Yeah, obviously.
And then Adam Barrett rang me to try and get a bit of publicity about him doing the marathon. And I'm doing the marathon as well. And he was just talking about ideas of fundraising. And I just said, a couple of years ago, I had the idea of getting your League One team back together to play against the Colchester team that came second. Do you think that would be of interest? Do you think we'd be able to get people back together? So it was in the pipeline for a while, and he was like, yeah, I think that'd be really good. So then between us, we had to try and become like private detectives, trying to like find where people were and stuff like that. So Adam obviously was still in touch with a few of them. We found a few others on Facebook, and I put a tweet out. It's been a bit weird trying to sort of spend your days trying to track down James Lawson and things like that. But it's worked out really well, and everyone's on board with it. Everyone's quite excited, and it's the reaction that it's got. Like pretty much, Spencer Prize in Australia, so he can't play. Effie Sodgy's busy, so he can't make it, unfortunately. But you look, I think pretty much we're still waiting for Sean Goater to 100% confirm, but he's going to try and make it. So you've pretty much got the whole squad. And Colchester have been great as well. They've got a really good squad together. They've formed like a WhatsApp group, and they're really looking forward to it. And
so they bought into it a bit more than us then, by the sound.
But it's. It has really been really positive. Like so many people have come on board to help, and with all the various. Because it's the logistics. Like you think, let's do a game, and then all of a sudden you've just got so many different things to safety certificates and car parking and things that you don't really ever always. And it's just 101 things that because it's all voluntary. It's not and nothing to do with the club have helped in terms of helping us to distribute the tickets. But this isn't a polished professional. It's people that are doing it in their own time outside of their work for free. So I think sometimes some of the messages have been a bit like, why can't I sit where I want to sit? I want to do this, I want to do that. But it's not like that. It isn't a polished professional. It's a fiver, and it all goes to charity. And I think it will be. I mean, touch wood. I'm pretty sure everyone will turn up. So from Southend, you've got Dale Verhaven, Lewis Hunt, Duncan Jupp, Andy Edwards, Anna Barrett, Shay Wilson, Kevin Mayer, Mark Bentley, Luke Guttridge, Lee Bradbury, Freddie, Wayne Gray, Tilly, Brush, maybe Sean Goater. So I think
that's the team. That was the team.
How long some of them will play, I don't know. But
I think it'd be interesting.
If you want to bring your boot, because that's what we were saying, that how long should we make the game? So Adam was like, wow.
Half hour.
So we'll play across the pitch. But I think at the moment, we've got Andy Durso refereeing it as well. So,
have you?
So that's quite good. And like I said, Colchester have got quite a few of their well-known previous players.
Don't they have more like players that currently are
playing. Yeah, that's the way. So they've got obviously John White playing. They've got Cousins, the goalie, and they've got one or two that are a little bit fitter.
I know he's not still playing, but I'll follow Chris Wellamo on Instagram. And
and he's on the telly a lot as well.
He's in decent nick.
We might have a few up our sleeve though. We've still got a few. It's not deadline day just yet, so we might have a few more to add to the squad that are on a standby just in case.
I think we're going to need to. Be like that the England-Germany legends. And a few extras come on that you didn't actually see in it.
No names on the back of the shirt.
But it should be really good. So I'm quite looking forward to it. Just getting everything together now. Started working on the programme, this, that, and the other. So it's all for a good cause. Like it's all for Havens, and fingers crossed that because there's quite a nice story in it. Because one of the old Colchester players, Johnny Jackson, is running the marathon as well.
Oh, is he?
So him and Adam are going to run the marathon. And then they're going to go back together to.
That is actually quite a nice.
So I'm trying to get a bit of media.
Kind of a perfect little mix.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get like a bit of media interest.
Yeah, I'm surprised it. I think that will get a bit of media interest, even if it's just
sort of a bit in the echo. I don't know whether that counts or not, but I've had a word to him. I reckon I could probably just like sway it, so it'll go in there. But I was trying to put it somewhere else where. Like someone might read it.
I think you'll do better than you realise.
Yeah, I think it'll be.
Yeah, it's been quite hard because obviously stewards, you've had to get like stewards involved, and that's why the tickets are going block by block. Right. Because the more blocks we have, the more stewards you have to get, and obviously that takes money away from the charity as such.
Yeah.
But a number of programs that you print, and I'd be really happy if we got over 1,000. But
I think you'll get more than that.
I think you'll get.
I mentioned it to a few of my mates, and but just because they went that season, they're loads of Southend fans, but they went that season.
We sold close to 200 already, and it's only been on sale like 2 and a bit days.
And there's still over a month.
Yeah,
plus I'm gonna grab mine on Saturday. So well, probably a few Saturday, but
I haven't got mine yet.
You should have just asked me to bring them.
Really. Yeah, we could. I mentioned the book, which is all about the actual tickets, but
no, they'll be in the Shrimpers Bar like before the game. So like 1 o'clock, I'll be there till. I won't be there till 2:30, but there will be someone there till 2:30 selling the tickets, and it's a £5 for adults and £1 for concession. So it's quite because we thought about pricing, and we were like, you could maybe.
It's cheaper than checker trade, so
but we thought we'd rather get more people there.
It's better than checker trade.
And then also there's not those high expectations for it to be this all singing, all dancing production. It's a charity game that people are giving up their time for, so it's just a bit of a laugh, really. Good way of making money, rolling back the years, and it's nice to have a game to look forward to, should we say?
I'm looking forward to seeing the shape of one or two of the players. I'm assuming one or two of them aren't quite near.
I'd assume. Because he's marathon training, Adam's still in.
So and also Mark Bentley's actually come on in the last few Canby games.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, so I think maybe he's getting himself ready for this game, using that as his pre-season. So he's still playing in their league. So he's got Flabbs is still in quite good shape.
Yeah. I've made so many people that are still.
Someone's going to get an injury, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
the week before, someone's going to get an injury.
Me probably. People are like, I want a new player. I'm like, no. I'll stick to reporting. Every time I play, I touch the ball like 5 round 10. It's like, it's really original. Good one, Dad.
So the next thing we've got lined up, I can't even say it.
Chris's
quiz. I'm struggling there.
But basically, we've pulled together 10 questions that are based on the 2005-6 season.
Okay, no pressure. So the light's going to go off now, and I'm going to be like,
have you got a copy of this?
I don't actually know.
Right. Should we ask?
You go first.
I'm getting a little bit nervous now.
It is a.
We've tried to do it so
they go. Are you getting your own back for when I did the Southend United quiz?
We finished 5th.
I didn't actually do the questions though.
You did give us a couple of answers.
You did.
Unfortunately, they were ones that we'd already got.
I thought you were saying unfortunately they were wrong.
I think the one
last you gave definitely got a shout.
Was about a lone player called Brett someone or other.
Brett Darby.
Never heard of him. He went as Brett Darby. So that was that. But we actually done alright now.
Yeah, I was quite surprised though because I think. On average, we're like the youngest team in the room.
Yeah.
So I
think a lot of people
surprised ourselves.
They don't know them.
But it's quite obscure ones. It's sort of like, what colour shoes did Sean go to wear on his way to play in Bristol City or something?
There is one in here.
That's question 5.
Brown.
There is one in here that is actually one that is about coloured kit. So we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Should we ask one each?
Yeah, you go first. Right, it's your quiz.
Is there a drum roll?
Okay, I will accept 2 answers on this one.
Oh,
bit of a trick question, this one.
It's a little bit of a trick question.
We can't start with a trick question for the first one. I'm still too quiet here.
Right. Who scored our first away goal of the 2005-2006 season?
Right, okay, so it's Bradford away, wasn't it? One of them was an own goal, and then did Luke Guttridge score?
We're doing this the right answers now, or we're going to get them all?
No, I think do the right answers.
Oh,
right. It's probably easier.
You're right on both of them. It was an own goal. Yeah. Who scored the own goal?
I can remember it because it got bundled into the back of the net down to my left-hand side.
I watched the season review.
It's not O'Brien or someone like that, is it? It's I don't know who scored the own Derby or O'Brien. What were his initials?
DW.
David Weatherall.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was done.
I know he's going to be quite good at this.
I've actually said with Wallace, I said, I bet you're going to know a lot of these.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I bet you'll know this next one.
Anyway, question 2. What was our shirt back sponsor?
Big Weekends?
Yes, bigweekends.com.
There's 2 of them sat in this room. So
yeah.
That wasn't much of a question.
No, do you know why though? Because we were trying to get sponsorship for the game. So I've been going through all the old. I can tell you all the player sponsorships were as well if you want.
Oh, really?
I've been emailing them this
week. So you're getting all these questions, right? Aren't you?
A lot of them are sadly no longer in business. So.
Yeah, this next question is my only contribution to this quiz, I think. So.
No, go on, you can ask it.
Oh, I got it.
It was your question.
Who did we sign on loan but never made an appearance?
Jared Nash.
Yeah. Because I had never heard of him. I thought,
I remember
is that?
I do remember.
Yeah,
and he's now a coach. He's a coach at Ipswich.
Yeah, he was at Ipswich because someone sent me the reason I know that is someone sent me a tweet saying, "I'm only coming to your charity game, Gerard Nash." I'm not sure if it was actually from Gerard Nash.
Oh, you should try to get him in.
Actually, get him. He finally made. That'd be a good story, wouldn't it?
Make his debut.
He finally made his Southend 13 years after signing. Should we do it? If you're listening, Gerard, I've pronounced his name wrong probably, but yeah, we might be able to get because if he's a coach, he might still be
reasonably.
Well, it's not far either.
Yeah, my sister lives in Ipswich.
If he's coaching at Ipswich, he can't be very good. Right, this is quite a wordy one. This one.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting comfortably.
We played an away game that season wearing the white and black away shirt, but we combined it with the red shorts and socks from the third kit. Can you remember who it was against?
Yeah, I didn't know this.
It was an awful kit combination. I do have photographic. It was a league game.
Yeah, we have photographic.
I do have photographic proof of it.
Wow.
I don't know.
So we had the white kit with the red shorts.
The white and black. That shirt there.
And it is absolutely horrendous.
I don't know why we did it. But it was horrendous.
Can I come back to answers or?
Yeah, go on.
Whatever.
Right, this one's pretty easy, I think.
Don't say that because then if I don't know.
No, you will know. Question 5.
What does this bloke know?
Who ended our 5-game winning run? 8-game winning run, sorry.
Oh, Doncaster away.
Yeah, Doncaster. Yeah. Doncaster. That was
their old ground, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually, wasn't it?
Bellevue, was that?
Yeah, that's right. 2-0.
Christ. Yeah, no, it was.
Who made the most appearances in all competitions?
God, that's a good one, isn't it? So I'm gonna be.
So we'll give you a bonus point if you get the actual
number. Yeah, if you can get the number of appearances.
We haven't got that written down.
See, because that's gonna be. Because the ones that come to mind are like Kevin Mayer, but then he liked yellow card, didn't he? Flav's had a bit of a battle with Bart Grimmick. Adam didn't start the season in the team. No, he did actually, didn't he? That was the year before. Oh, it's Adam Barrow or Kevin Mayer. Is it one of them?
It is one of them.
Excellent. Next question. I'm gonna get it wrong. Adam Barrett.
Correct.
Yes. Get in there.
Got an idea of how many games he played?
I guess. In all competitions.
In all it was a lot.
52.
Not quite.
What was it? 49.
49.
Oh, yeah, 49. Right. Question 7. How many points did we get overall?
82.
Yeah, 82. Bang on.
Straight in.
So I told you to get more than this.
We got just to prove that we've got the league table there as well.
Doesn't say where we wore the white and the red kit on the same day, does it? That's gonna haunt me.
I didn't even know it was a
It's an absolute stinker.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I remember it just because it was so bad.
Yeah, that is.
I'll come back to it then, but that's question of sports styling.
Going on to the little Colchester link after the charity game we just spoke about. Who scored all our goals against Colchester that season.
Right, okay. So at home, it was Mitchell Cole got 1, and Sean Goater got 2.
Yeah.
Away from home, Shay Wilson.
Yeah.
Freddie Eastwood.
Yeah.
And Kevin Mayer with a broken nose.
Correct. It's got all 6.
Absolutely smashed it.
We're giving a point for each player?
Yeah, go on. So might as well. Question 9. Who accumulated our most yellow cards? And again, a bonus point if you get.
That's got to be Kev Mayer, isn't it?
It's not, no.
Is it not?
It's not, no.
Let me think about this then. So the most yellow cards.
Mayer must have been second.
Yeah,
surely.
he must have been second on this. And it was probably about 1.
Yeah.
Bentley?
No.
Oh God, I'm struggling there.
You're in the right area of the pitch.
So midfield. Or I'll come back to that one as well. Right. Who would have played? Guttridge. So not Kevin Mayer. Kevin Mayer was always getting booked.
No, well, according to our.
I'm going to stand in the corner now with a dunce in the I'm wrong. To understand that, this will literally affect me for days now.
I mean, it could be that the quiz is wrong. We never know.
Yeah,
it could be.
But he's never wrong.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that one as well. Then let me think.
All right, last question. One player made only 1 substitute appearance all season. Who was it?
Oh, see, that's 1 of 2. I'm going to guess Frank Musa.
Correct.
Yes. Who's the other one in mind?
Charles Adamino.
Yeah,
he might have played maybe 3 minutes.
Definitely played because I've been trying to find them as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been like a sort of Southend United Friends Reunited thing. Yellow cards. That's
That links in with Musa come on against Colchester.
Yeah, that's right. That was that game, wasn't it?
That wasn't deliberate.
It's not Mayer.
That makes me look better than I am.
And it's not Bentley. Is he a midfielder then, if you're saying in that area of the pitch? Guttridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising, though.
Oh, that's right.
No, he was quite chirpy, wasn't he? So he did like yellow card
he did like
as well,
a crunch,
but
didn't he?
He wasn't someone who would immediately... He's playing, actually. He's coming back to play.
Oh, is he playing?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I said him, but yeah, he's definitely playing. So then the other one
I always liked Guttridge.
Yeah, good player, wasn't he?
He never scored a tap in either.
No, he scored that goal Blackpool at home. He scored some great goals,
I
think it was Bournemouth on like New Year's Day or Boxing Day. It was definitely around Christmas. Scored a world in that.
The last couple of not the last 2 years, but when we was in League 2, he seemed to always play against us for like Northampton, I think, and
Luton quite recently as well.
He was still a good player then. To be honest, I thought still a good player. So. But yeah, you've got the
we're back on the kit.
The old mini fucking.
Did you nearly say it?
No.
Do you know what was funny? Right at the quiz night, I hadn't seen all the questions, and there was a kit round in that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And you had to guess which season.
Yeah.
I always fancy myself on kit rounds.
Yeah,
you done really well on that, Chef.
Yeah, but the only one I got wrong is the only kit I've got framed in my flat.
Oh, really?
It was that one, but I didn't recognise in my defence, I thought it was the luminous yellow one that we wore at Fleetwood that year. So that's why I got confused. I thought, I've got them all right. The funny thing that night was that the Southend United kit round was there, and he got 0 points in the kit round. He's not the kit man now.
You sure he wasn't working the game we got here, where he's obviously taken the wrong shorts and socks to the game?
So I'm thinking Barnet in the cup, but it wasn't that day.
No, that was another one. We did
wear a weird kit that day, didn't we?
We wore their orange socks.
Was that the season before though?
No, it was the same season. Because it was that white and black shirt.
Yeah.
We wore their orange socks.
That's what sprung to mind.
Because I'm pretty sure they were wearing like some. They weren't wearing orange that season. They were wearing some weird like centenary kit. They had a black home kit and had white socks with it. So we've rocked up in all white, and obviously you can't wear them. So do
you remember this kit day then?
I wasn't there.
Because you said it to me.
I remember the Barnet one. I was there for that. But this other one, I think you said it as well. This other one.
Do you know whenabouts in the season it was?
January.
And
I'll tell you why once you get it. It was January.
I know why you put it January.
Shall I guess? Oldham.
Correct.
Oh, I knew all along, really. I was just,
We'll tweet the picture as well, just so you can see exactly what we're talking about. The reason I knew it was January was because it was Effie Sodgy's day.
Yeah, and that's the photo you've got me.
I'll show you the photo.
I don't remember that.
Absolutely horrendous. It definitely happened.
Yeah.
I had to watch like the season review DVD a couple of nights ago just to make sure that my mind wasn't playing tricks on me.
Wow, yeah.
Horrendous, isn't it?
That is horrendous.
Should have postponed it to play again. So that just leads us on to the Wycombe and Walsall games, really, before we have our next. Oh, and Burton actually, but
we'll try and get this out before the Wycombe game.
Yeah, hopefully. What do you reckon on lineups? Because I saw your story you tweeted about.
There's a few knocks, aren't there?
Hyam, Dimmy,
few knocks,
Knacker.
That's unusual.
So, yeah, who would have thought it? Well, I keep thinking that sooner or later it's got to get better and we've got to win. That's what I keep thinking.
Yeah.
It can't keep being this bad. And Saturday was an improvement, so I don't know. You just think you've got to win sooner or later. They're not in great form. The only thing is that when we play Wycombe, it always seems to be quite like niggly.
Yeah.
It's never it always seems to be a bit.
Especially now after the playoff game. It's like a bit of added bite.
When we played them early in the season, they were no disrespect from that, but when we was 3-0 up before we changed it, we were absolutely battering them.
Yeah, we were.
So and they're at confidence as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's not like in previous weeks where we've been playing. I know all the time, but we have been playing sides that have been in decent form. They're in an equally as poor runners up, so they're in the same boat. So.
Even when we played Wimbledon, okay, they were below us, but their form over the month previously was quite good.
Yeah.
Wycombe are in horrendous form as well.
Yeah.
I don't imagine envisage there being too many changes.
No, I don't.
The only thing I was
maybe in the midfield.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on the way home. Because they were like,
it's the Kiernan one, isn't it?
Kiernan and Hyam as well.
Can you
play that at home?
Do you put Kiernan either at the back or on the bench? But they're saying that if Hyam's going to be injured, they probably leave Kiernan in there.
Some of our fans, they'll put him on the wing.
Yeah.
No, that's where Harry Lennon
was quick.
I got a 300-word email telling me that Harry Lennon should. I could write a book about something. So I got 300-word email. It's all in the same week. So I had the 300-word email about why Harry Lennon should play on the wing. Michael Turner should play up front.
Fuck it.
I had them all. I can't believe you haven't mentioned Nathan Jones as a possible contender for the Southend job. It takes a lot to make me speechless, but I was just, it was quite lost for words at that moment in time.
Oh, yeah, I've seen.
I think that's just someone that hasn't realised that Jones has actually left Luton.
Nah, it's just just an idiot.
You were thinking of a word to use there, weren't you? You've saved me a beep in the edit then.
Well, I've seen more Lennon and Turner suggested to play up front this season.
Yeah.
So Drew.
I'll put Drew up front because he like Aguero.
Apparently, he's like Aguero.
Aguero. Yeah, no goal in his career, but like Aguero.
He has traits like Aguero apparently. So.
What does that mean? He's small.
Yeah, he just plays football. He's a footballer. That's it. Yeah. So, but I'd like to think that these are going to be shite. So
if they're not, I'm going to be petrified.
Yeah, if I sort of, if in the first 5-10 minutes, if they look like they're up for it and passing the ball quite well, or not even that, just look like they're up for it, I'm going to be a bit worried.
I think a lot of it rests on if they play Akinfenwa.
Yeah.
Because
he always plays well.
He's just such a nuisance, isn't he? Imagine trying to defend against him.
Yeah.
We've been so fragile defensively all season, and that's like trying to tackle a vending machine.
Yeah.
He's just massive, isn't he?
Such a... I'm gutted we never signed him, actually. I would have loved to have seen him at Southend.
Because we almost did, didn't we, in League 2? Was it Stoke's first season?
Yeah, he came to look around the training ground once, didn't he?
Because he went to Gillingham, didn't he, after that?
You might be right, he probably did see the training ground, got to his agent and said, right, get me out of here. But then again, like you say, he signed for Gillingham that season.
Yeah, so, I've been to their training ground, it's not much better.
No, I've been to Gillingham, so it's...
I've been to Kent.
Yeah, it's not great, so... But no, I'm going to go for a win.
I'm going for a win just because we got to stop fucking about now.
Absolute.
I'll still, even though we've slipped into the relegation zone this week and we haven't played, I still maintain the Fleetwood draw was a decent point. because
they're a decent side.
They're a decent side.
I mean, well, if we were playing well at the start of the season, I probably would have said they were shit, if you get me. But on the face at the moment, they're a decent side to get a point against. So.
And the games that we have to be looking at in these last 5 as the must-wins are Wycombe, Walsall and Rochdale.
Yeah.
And neither of the 3 of them are going to have a strike partnership like Madden and Ched Evans.
Yeah.
So I think to get a point out of Fleetwood was a good point.
Yeah.
But we need a win now.
Yeah.
Home game against the team that are doing worse than we are. We need a win here.
Maybe even psychologically, dropping into that relegation zone might spark something.
Well, nothing else has worked, has it?
Yeah.
That's my back page tomorrow.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah, it's on the class saying it. Yeah.
See, I'm on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Look at this.
Play him up front with him.
Get me.
It's on the same wavelength. And you're fast.
Yeah. I am fast. Shit at football, but I'm fast.
I'm terrible for nerves watching. I sometimes forget to tweet and all that. I get so involved in it. I can't watch. I just get so on the worst. I get so nervous and so into it. I sometimes think, actually, I've got
to do the job here.
Yeah, I'm not actually just here like as a fan. So that's.
I think that would distract me in a good way, having to actually do something. Because when I've got to sit and watch it.
Yeah, it does in a way. But the worst thing is that. So I have to start writing the match reports with about 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, you have to rush it.
But if we're winning, I don't ever do it. Because I'm like, if we're winning, like if it's 2-0, then that's all right. Yeah. But if we're winning 1-0, and that's why I can't do it. Yeah. Whereas if we're losing by a goal, I think, as if my match report's going to affect anything. But if I put like, Southend United crashed to a 1-0 defeat, and then I think, this is going to change it now because I've written this. They're going to score. It doesn't normally work though, to be fair.
So next 3 games, what are you going for? I'm gonna say 2 wins and a draw in the order. Just got to be positive. Just got to be. Wycombe and Walsall. I'm just praying Wycombe and Walsall are just shit.
So 2 wins, and I still think we'll lose to Burton.
No, they're going to be a decent side, I think.
Yeah, I think. I'm not just saying this out of hope. Look, I do genuinely think we beat Wycombe and Walsall.
I do. It is still a bit of hope.
I think
I've said that about quite a lot of games this season, and we still managed to fucking lose.
Walsall's decision in the week because obviously they sacked the manager, and they've just appointed the assistant. They're done. Yeah. If you're making a decision like that, you may as well have kept the manager. Yeah. That would have been like us sacking Powell and appointing Danny Matthews. Like, could you imagine how that would have gone down? Yeah. Completely pointless. Yeah. So I think that's them and Bradford. I think Bradford certainly they're done. With that decision in the week, I think Walsall are done.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Then there's just 2 to play for.
Hopefully.
So yeah, I'm going for wins against Wycombe and Walsall, but then I do still think we probably lose to Burton.
Yeah.
I reckon I get 7. As you say 7.
Yeah, I was trying to be positive. I think
don't get me wrong, I hope we do. I'll happily sit here and be wrong. I'll have to go and get 9.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. But beat the 2, Wycombe and Walsall, and then Burton, just get a draw. Just don't lose. Just don't lose. And you'd probably say it's enough then, really. 7 points.
It should be, because I think...
that is after reuniting. That is me being extremely positive.
Walsall
That's not necessarily what I really think is going to happen.
I was going to say we haven't won in 13 games, so to win 2 in a row.
But I'm just trying to be positive.
I'd give anything to go back to that run in the season where we were going win-loss.
Yeah. At the time we were.
We'd be mid-table by now.
Absolutely crazy when you think about it, but
at least we're consistent now.
Yeah.
In that sense, we've been consistent all season, really. Win-loss, and then just don't win.
But then it's like, when was the last... I don't know the answer to this.
It's just another question on the quiz, isn't
it? When was the last time our league position went up?
That season. Yeah, that is a good point.
It probably genuinely is about October.
Wow, that's a good point.
We've probably been on a slow decline since October.
We've definitely been on a decline since October. Whether it's in the table or not,
since the turn of the year, it ain't been that slow either.
But yeah, it has sort of been pretty rapid. But oh well, I think that sort of tied us in nicely for the finish.
Yeah, I think.
How did you feel being the interviewed rather than interviewed?
First guest.
First guest.
I'd like to thank my mum and my dad.
I mean, we obviously have a lot bigger and better lined up.
Obviously they couldn't turn up.
They couldn't. Busy schedules on a Thursday.
Thursday they couldn't make it. But Well, potentially our next one could be our last of the season, because if we lose our next 3 games, we're probably pretty much in the berry. So it would just be our
the end of season debrief.
The end of season debrief, pretty much talking about that, and because I won't be doing another one after that.
No, season. I'm not doing one after the last game of the season. Maybe when pre-season picks up again.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Hopefully we can get it up and running for the next season. And
just wanted to test the waters a little bit. At Custard Splat Pod.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Chris got the reference. If you don't know the reference, just Google it.
Yeah.
Custard Splat, Southend United. I'm sure some pictures will come up. Nothing rude, don't worry.
Yeah. He sounds a bit dodgy.
You're not being tricked into anything.
Go on Penn Island. Right, I think that's us done anyway.
Yeah, cheers.
Right, see ya.
See ya.